Most of the time when we're in control of a video game character, they're skilled, competent, and totally in control of the situation.
Oops, that's a grenade. Sorry, that was me.
Most of the time. But then sometimes a cutscene will take over and our previously proficient protagonist will suddenly forget all their powers, provoke some deadly enemy, or stand around like a lemon while the villain sets into motion their dastardly plan. And guess who has to deal with the consequences? That's right, Muggin's here. Thanks a lot, cutscene me. Here are 7 times you inexplicably became an idiot in a cutscene, enjoy, and beware spoilers ahead for the following games.
List only. If your name's not on the list, you ain't going in. Let's see, A, no, that's not right. B, Bane. Ah, here it is, Batman.
Batman claims to be the world's greatest detective, which I think is a little generous considering that all the supervillains he catches aren't exactly masters of subtlety and remaining incognito. That's certainly the case at the end of Batman Arkham Asylum, where the Joker invites Batman to a party in his honour at the Asylum's Visitors Centre. Now, I feel like the world's greatest detective would probably be a little wary of an invitation like this from their greatest enemy and nemesis, but Batman marches right on in, pausing only to savagely beat the inmates sent to form a welcoming party for him. What happens next, though, is really going to put that world's greatest detective title in jeopardy, as the game switches into a first-person cutscene in which you can do nothing but move the camera around as the Joker with a TV for a head explains his plans to you from behind a glass screen.
Don't tell me you've not been looking forward to it.
The Joker then pretty much tells you the TV is a bomb, sets it down on the chair, and then walks away counting down from 10, like you would do if you just set down a bomb.
You don't want to miss this, really. It'll be a blast.
Now, if we were in control at this point, I'm sure we'd grappling hook up onto the roof and swing away to safety. The actual options available to you in this quasi-cutscene are to A, stare at the bomb, or B, move slightly further away from the bomb and then stare at it. And then it goes off. Oh man, who could have seen this coming? I mean, no one, right? It even flummoxed the world's greatest detective.
I know it was the fox that set you free. Now where is he?
I do not know what you're talking about.
You will tell me. Where can I find the fox?
Fox McCloud from the Star Fox series is an expert pilot, a crack shot, and, as seen from his appearances in the Smash Bros. Series, a world-class hand-to-hand combatant. All of which is even more impressive when you remember that he is a fox, and as such, eats out of bins and doesn't even have opposable thumbs. Earlier Star Fox games weren't very cutscene heavy, meaning that Fox didn't have many opportunities to screw up during a cutscene and make us look like an idiot. That's not the case in GameCube game Star Fox Adventures, however, which is an action-adventure game in which Fox travels to a dinosaur planet to beat up a bunch of lizards with a magic staff. What? This game is full of cutscenes, including one in which Fox displays some of the worst marksmanship ever seen outside of a Star Wars movie. Most of the time in Star Fox Adventures you run around killing dinosaurs with the aforementioned magic staff, which handily also shoots lasers. Despite this being a fairly early 3D game, hitting enemies with these lasers is very straightforward, and before long you will consider yourself a master of magic staff marksmanship. Up until the cutscene in which Fox finds himself face to face with General Scales, seen here, a tyrannical leader who plans to take control of the dinosaur planet of Sauria by force. Given that Scales is unarmed, Fox has his laser-shooting magic staff, and they're standing about 8 feet away from each other, you'd think this would be a pretty one-sided encounter. Until you remember that this is a cutscene and Fox goes on to miss his shots an astonishing 10 times in a row.
Get the spell stone out of here!
Scales even grabs one of his minions to use as a human shield, but needn't have bothered on account of what a breathtakingly bad shot Fox is with the weapon that we were using just fine moments ago in normal gameplay. Fox then stops shooting, and the two sort of stand around for a bit before Scales gets bored, goes invisible, and wanders off. For fuck's sake!
There it is. The Chintamani stone.
I can't believe we beat them here.
It's beautiful.
Yep. Magnificent. Now let's smash it and get the hell out of here.
Wait. Something's not right.
Towards the end of Uncharted 2, Nathan Drake makes the discovery that the Chintamani stone, the ancient Marco Polo involving MacGuffin that he had been searching for all game, was not in fact a wish-granting gem, but actually fossilized tree sap from the Tree of Life, and so it probably wouldn't be helping him out with tomorrow's lottery numbers.
There's not actually a stone. It's the resin, the sap from the Tree of Life.
Okay, hold on. Now you've lost me.
Drinking sap from said tree, however, does make you practically invincible, so you would think Drake would want to stop the game's main villain, Zoran Lazarevich, from doing that. Luckily, thanks to some expert platforming from you, the player, you are able to make it to the base of the tree, gun drawn, before Lazarevich, who is totally unaware of your presence, can take a sip. Unluckily, it's at this point that a cutscene takes over, and so Drake, who hates Lazarevich, knows that if Lazarevich drinks the sap will become invincible, and has a gun, stands there and does absolutely jack all while his archenemy downs a nice handful of plant-based god mode. This sap, of course, heals all of Lazarevich's wounds and makes him all but unkillable, but at least he's still unaware of Drake's presence. Until Drake starts loudly talking to himself.
What the hell?
Drake.
Alright Drake, since you're apparently in charge, I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. Good luck in the final boss fight. I'll be back to see how you get on.
Mr. Marston, over here! You must be John Marston.
Sometimes.
I'm Jake. Your friends from Blackwater hired me to guide you.
They ain't my friends, but pleased to meet you, Jake.
An interesting example, this one, as this next piece of cutscene idiocy comes right at the start of Red Dead Redemption, meaning it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the game to come. And yet nowhere else in the entire game does John Marston do anything as foolish as daring a bunch of angry armed men to shoot him, not even when trying to climb the saloon stairs while drunk. After the initial cutscene in which John arrives in New Austin, he and his local guide ride up to Fort Mercer, which you may guess from the name, is a heavily fortified building that is extremely easy to defend. He's there to bring in his old gangmate Bill Williamson, who is on the run, desperate, and backed by loyal gunmen who are willing to kill to protect him.
Bill! Bill, I've come for you!
How to handle this delicate situation? Well, I think we can all agree not the way cutscene John Marston does it, which is to walk up to the fort in broad daylight without any backup, stand out in the open, and loudly shout at Bill Williamson to surrender or else. The details of or else, presumably TBC.
Go away now, John! Don't make me kill you.
Naturally, Bill Williamson replies that he's fine, thanks, a point proven by the 3 rifles being trained on the, once again, totally unprotected cutscene Marston. In fact, given that Bill is a wanted man, I think it shows incredible restraint on his part that no one does anything to John until John himself makes the first move by slowly removing his gun from his holster. Again, another world-class bonehead play.
Well?
Oh. Poor John.
And so John Marston gets shot, obviously, and you, 10 minutes into this game, start to wonder if you perhaps made a mistake buying a game about the adventures of this obviously very stupid man. Luckily, he gets better, in every sense. But come on, cutscene John, seriously.
Damn, where I put it? Where the hell did I put it? Shit.
Hey, Holmes, you okay?
Yeah, Woozy left a message to say I gotta go get Jizzy's phone after he made the call. Then I can ambush the meet and take down those baller pushers from Los Santos.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas doesn't often ask you to be stealthy, which is a good thing considering I'm in a tank right now. But there are rare stealth missions in the game, one such mission being Ice Cold Killer, in which CJ has to infiltrate a strip club in order to steal the phone of regrettably named character Jizzy B.
It's that time of the week again. Your provider is about to make that special call.
CJ clearly understands this is a stealth mission. The mission starts with a cutscene in which CJ is searching for a silenced weapon so that he can sneak in undetected, and your regrettably worded mission objective throughout is to sneak up to Jizzy. As such, you'd expect the success condition of this mission to be a stealth assassination, right? Sneak up to Jizzy, shoot him with a silenced pistol, take the phone, and then get out without anyone knowing you were ever there.
No, you f***ed up.
Wrong! Because while that may have been your plan, Cutscene CJ has other plans, and as soon as you get within shouting distance of Jizzy, CJ storms up to him, waving the gun in his face, and shouting about Jizzy's many flaws as a human being, none of which, amazingly, include his name.
Ass selling, yay pushing, piece of shit trash.
This, you'll notice, is the opposite of stealth, but it wouldn't be so bad if the cutscene ended with CJ killing Jizzy and finishing the mission like you're supposed to. Instead, this cutscene ends with Jizzy running away sarcastically slowly while you stand there and watch him leave, counting down the seconds until you're given back control of your character and can actually do something about it. Or you can try to, at least. Now all the bodyguards in the building are aware of your presence and keen to shoot you to death. Great, now I've got to use my AK. Today is not a good day.
Even now, we can feel it, teeming with life.
With the name Brother Moon, Dead Space 3's Brother Moon sounds like a friendly, anthropomorphic cartoon moon who will sing you a song about friendship and brotherhood. It turns out it is the exact and horrifying opposite of that, because Brother Moon is a giant ball of dead flesh that eats the biosphere off planets, sends everyone living there mad, and then turns them into space zombie necromorphs and barely sings at all. Once pretty much everyone is a necromorph, something called a convergence event happens, when all the necromorph's flesh is flung into orbit to form a Brother Moon. That's gotta be a sight to see, like a rapture made of mince. Anyway, it's a bad time, so you'd probably want to avoid it happening to the planet you're on, if at all possible. And you probably would have too, if not for our old enemy. That's right, cutscenes.
Ellie! Isaac, don't do it. Don't listen to him.
Give me the codex and you can have her back.
Towards the end of the game, main villain Danik has hero Isaac Clarke's ex-girlfriend Ellie held at gunpoint, threatening to kill her if the two playable characters, Clarke and Carver, don't hand over the codex, the item he needs to wake up the zombie supermoon.
What are you doing? You got a second chance.
In a totally non-interactive cutscene, Clarke and Carver, who each have a clear shot at Danik, by the way, get into this trolley problem debate where the trolley is a Death Star made of flesh. Wow, tough decision. On the one hand, we want to save Ellie, but on the other hand, the lives of all humanity are at stake. Obviously, we'll have to think long and hard about whether to hand over the codex to the madman who wants to end all human life. Carver!
No!
So, Carver hands over the key to destroying everything to the guy who wants to destroy everything, and then guess what happens?
I've done it. I've finally done it. The darkness is at an end. Let the evolution begin.
Well, at least Danik's happy. Or not.
We were unable to break through the enemy line without you to lead the Edelweiss. Now that you're back, we'll launch a tank offensive on your command.
All right, good. Squad 7, commence the attack.
War is, of course, hell. This we know. And you might think it would be a new kind of hellish in tactical military RPG Valkyria Chronicles, in which you are fighting a harrowing, continent-spanning, old-timey war with a squad of plucky anime teenagers. You might think that, except consider this fact. If one of fresh-faced squad leader Welkin Gunther's adorable anime teens gets brutally mown down by enemy fire and their HP drops to 0, they can always be saved if a nearby ally calls for the combat medic who will rush in and prevent your anime teen from dying.
Medic! You've got to stay strong. Keep fighting. Please, do everything you can!
Though Valkyria Chronicles might depict a grim international conflict,
Damn,
But at the very least, these warring nations have highly advanced battlefield medicine for curing soldiers who have gotten shot to pieces.
Medic! Sit tight. Help's almost there.
Given the constant availability of highly skilled medics, we can only assume that you and everyone else in Squad 7 blanked embarrassingly hard during this cutscene, in which 16-year-old Isara Gunther, adopted sister of the main character, is having a poignant conversation with one of her comrades, and then this happens.
Isara.
Downed by a single shot, Isara lies surrounded by her allies, any of whom could call for medical help, but don't, each of them having forgotten how their squad has access to miraculously life-saving field surgery.
Now we're friends.
In the normal course of the turn-based gameplay, you would have 3 turns to send for a medic to rescue Isara.
Isara!
In the course of this cutscene, however, everyone stands around for ages, being shocked and sad and having deathbed conversations with Isara and basically doing anything but trying to administer first aid to her as she dies very slowly.
You wanted wings.
Eventually, Isara gets fed up of waiting for someone to call the medic and dies, leaving everyone to kick themselves when the cutscene is over and they remember medicine is a thing.
Isara!
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video about the times you inexplicably became an idiot in the cutscenes. Now, a smart thing that you can do to prove that that's not happening to you is to click on one of these 2 videos. Here's a nice one from us, and down here, very thought-provoking, smart video from Outside Extra, I expect. One of their real think pieces. So check out either of those 2 videos, and we'll see you back here next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!